Welcome, friends, it's the MovieFilm Podcast. MovieFilm Podcast, enjoy the show. Zaki, Sean, and Ryan are talking about movies. MovieFilm Podcast on the radio.
Welcome to MovieFilm. This is episode 21, brought to you by Mr. Boy Productions. My name is Zaki Hassan, and I am joined this time by the returning Brian Hall.
Good evening, Sean, Zaki, and to everyone in our listening audience. It's a pleasure to be here.
What? He just threw me for a loop. I don't know what to say now. He was prepared. Wow. And, of course, Sean Coyle.
Flippy Floppy's Skibbity Boo Challenge.
There.
If anyone understands that reference, pat yourself on the back right now.
Look it up, kids.
That's a great reference.
We are, of course, the MovieFilm Podcast. So.
You know, as we're getting started here, I had a couple responses to last week's episode. I wasn't here, and I listened to it, and I enjoyed it immensely. And so these are my responses to the last episode. I don't own a pair of red underwear, but have given it serious consideration. The word is pronounced Uver, and I do smell like lilacs, and thanks for noticing.
Well, you're very welcome.
Welcome back, Brian.
Good to be back. I really enjoyed listening to it, but I missed being there. So, happy to be back.
Now, Brian, where were you exactly? Because maybe you can fill us in on this, because you know the listeners don't get a sense as much, but you were becoming increasingly frazzled over the course of the last 3 episodes, culminating in you not even being here.
Yeah, well, I am working on a film called Now You See Me, which you'll probably start seeing ads for shortly, and because of that, we have to deliver the film, and there are hard deadlines that have to be made so they can dub the movie into other languages and things like that, and so, you go at a certain pace, but then when you have a deadline looming, you start to realize that you need to move faster, and you work later hours and weekends and do whatever you can to get everything in when it needs to be in. And I was in the thick of that, and just wasn't able to make it here on time.
Well, we'll allow it because
I love that story.
Yeah,
I love that story.
It does involve you earning a living, so I suppose that does take precedence.
Yeah, and everything's turned in, everything's great, and I'm here now, so I'm happy.
Well, there we go. Sean, what are you up to?
It's my second or third week on my new job. No longer with the Mouse House, no longer with Disney. I have graduated to Fox Sunday night primetime animated series.
Cool.
Yeah. It's called Murder Police, so keep an eye out for it.
Is that a spin-off of Police Cops?
May as well be.
Yeah. That, again, is a Simpsons reference that sadly very few people will remember. It's a little depressing.
Bad cops.
That reference is why this podcast was named what it was. My brother and I were kicking around names for production companies and things like that, and we were trying to think of stuff, and I was like, movies, films, MovieFilm. So there you go, a little trivia for us.
Wow. Circling the knot. There we go. Wow, that's exciting. So I have a little bit of news. I just found out that the wife and I have another baby on the way.
Get out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yes.
Wow.
So I am...
See, I was going to make a joke that... I was literally about to make a joke, but it's so inappropriate now.
Well, now I want to hear the joke so that...
I was going to be like, hey, Zaki, how's your wife and my kid? Hey.
Whoops. Yeah, so I'm now tired in advance.
Wow, congratulations.
This will be number 4 for us. So, just to walk you through the sequence, when you find out you have the first one, when you're expecting number 1, you're like, oh my gosh, and are we ready? And this is so exciting, and it's this amazing thing. And then number 2, you're like, this is great. What a big blessing. And then third one, you're like, okay, all right. And then number 4, you're just, and that's literally what I did. I found out, and I didn't even say anything. I just went upstairs and went to bed.
You just become the dad from the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shrugged my shoulders, and I went upstairs and I went to bed, and I woke up 4 days later. So that's been.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Man.
So that's very exciting. Actually, it's not exciting at all. No, I'm just kidding. It's horrible. I keep forgetting that my kids will probably at some
Someday
point
will listen.
Listen. It's like, let's hear Daddy talk about us, and they're like, "What? Huh? He
That's
hates us?" No, I don't hate him. Well, as we do each and every week, we try to start things off with listener letters from our audience out there with comments about the show or questions that they want us to answer. And as we did in weeks prior, we do once again have a new review for the show up on iTunes.
Ah.
Yeah, I know.
Is it from your unborn child? Because that would be pretty awesome.
Let me out of here.
Hey, come on, what's going
4
on
stars.
here? Sounds like Rodney Dangerfield for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That one's for the kiddies, a Rodney Dangerfield reference. trying to stay hip. All right, here we go. This is a new review up on iTunes. If you enjoy movies, you'll love this podcast. The panel has great chemistry, is a lot of fun to listen to. I have laughed out loud on several occasions with discussions, quizzes, interviews, and other surprises. An hour will pass it by in no time when you're listening to this very entertaining podcast. And that review comes from Omar A. Ansari, who I do not know at all. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually that's my brother-in-law. But now, as you're listening,
I thought you were going to run
as
with
you're
it.
listening, you're like, what? You're getting your family to write reviews for you? What's up with that? Now, let's think about this for a second. This is now May, and we started the show when?
July.
July or August. So in other words, it's been 9 months. So in other words, it took him 9 months not to write a review, but to listen to the show. It took him 9 months to work up the energy or the interest to listen to the show. So that's
Well,
my family.
I am happy to have you, Omar.
And that's not totally true. He commented on how much he liked the theme song on Facebook.
That's right.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks
So
ago.
thanks for that.
Yeah. But of course we do appreciate that. So just to clarify, we kid because we love. We kid.
Hey.
Hey.
Anyway.
All right. Another listener letter. And this is from Leonard. He says, "Hi Zaki, you've mentioned before how you lived in Saudi Arabia as a kid. I'm wondering how you became such a big movie fan while you were there. Isn't it illegal to watch movies?" Thank you, Leonard, for that completely wrong stereotype about Saudi Arabia.
I don't know which part of that question I'm supposed to correct first.
They don't arrest you for watching movies, but what he says is true to the extent that there are no movie theaters in Saudi Arabia.
Really? None?
None, zero. So
Just television?
There's television, which, by the way, TV, the broadcast day starts at like 5 p.m. and it goes until like midnight, or at least it did. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago when I lived there. It's probably all different now. But no movie theaters because there's. I mean, it's weird, right? When I talk about my experience in Saudi Arabia, I'm generally positive about it, even though there's obviously some limitations that the government and the society places on you there. But there's like strict religious police who don't want mingling between genders, right? So that manifests in these kind of cockamamie ways where, like, if you go to the shopping mall, they have these guys, this is true, who walk around with, like, yardsticks, basically, who kind of, like, if you're showing a little too much ankle, they'll, like, smack you a little bit.
Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting because no movie theaters, and there's no mingling. But yet, I remember very distinctly being at Pizza Hut once, and there was like a group of Saudi teenagers, I guess, who were like whistling at a group of women who were all in burqas. So I'm kind of like, those could be dudes under there, and you wouldn't know it. I mean, you've seen burqas. It's like ninja gear, you know? It's like amorphous ninja gear. I'm like, what are you whistling at?
Wait, now didn't you say that the television was pretty heavily censored, though?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, you would get used to a program right? Well, I'll let you tell the story, but
Well, I mean, you would have shows that were like 8 minutes long because they'd just be chopped up, and they
literally.
Yeah, I'm not joking. I mean, they would chop them up. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a different time.
Well, I remember you saying something. I don't remember which show it was, but maybe it was like Miami Vice or something. And with like the opening credit sequence, there'd be like girls in bikinis and things like that. Like you didn't see that over there, and then you'd come over here and watch the show.
And you'd be like, "Oh my god, what is this?"
Just, you see the things that they snipped out that you didn't even know were
That's
missing.
right. Well, this is just, speaking of Saudi Arabia. This is a story that just got some play this past week. Maybe you guys heard it. There were 3 guys who were visiting from like Dubai. There was a group of guys who was visiting from Dubai, and they got deported. This is true. They got deported for being too handsome. Did you hear about this? No, this is a true story. They got deported because apparently, like, the religious police were like, no, you're too handsome. How would you like to get deported for that? Right?
If I had a nickel for every time I've been deported.
Well, but here's the thing. I was thinking about that.
I'd just be like, I understand. I'll grab my things.
Well, I feel bad for the 4th guy who didn't get deported.
Right. You can stay.
It's like, you go. Okay. The guy comes back. He's all depressed. Like, what happened? I don't get deported. Did you get to do everything you wanted to? Yeah, well, they didn't kick me out. So that's a little odd. I don't know what the thinking was there, but apparently they were worried that he was just too. The 3 guys were just too much man for the women in Saudi Arabia. So
that's funny.
That's odd. But to answer Leonard's question, I would say I was probably already a movie fan before that, even though I was like 3 when I moved there. But we would still have access to movies because there were a lot of rental stores, but they were horrible bootlegs. So I mean, I remember when I saw Batman for the first time, the 1989 Batman. It was, the dialogue was off by just like a second, and it was like a 8th generation dupe, and there were Chinese subtitles. And I remember, like, that's my image of that movie. So, like, whenever I watch it now, I'm always slightly put off when the bat, you think, like, right in the beginning, when those 2 muggers, when their dialogue is synced up to their mouth. Yeah. I'm like, what the? Oh, right. I'm not watching a bad bootleg. So, yeah, there was access to a lot of movies there. And there was not much else to do. So I suppose that's where my movie fandom came from.
Nice.
So go fig. So thank you, Leonard, for that. Within your broad stereotyping ignorance, Leonard, we did learn something. Thank you for listening, by the way, Leonard. I was just kidding when I called you that. Next question. This is from Jared, and he says, guys, Iron Man is nearly here, and summer movie season is about to start. My favorite time of the year. While I'm looking forward to your thoughts on Iron Man, which are coming up later, by the way, I'm also curious what you think will be the biggest hits and flops of the summer. Thanks. Biggest hits and flops of the summer. What do you guys think? Well, Brian, why don't we start with you?
Well, I think Iron Man 3 and Star Trek are my 2 contenders for the biggest hits of the summer.
Biggest hits, okay.
Yeah, box office wise.
Mm-hmm.
We talking domestic or worldwide?
I suppose I should be talking worldwide, but I was thinking domestically.
I would say domestic. Because we can't really
let's talk
global.
domestic. But yeah. But no, I'd go Iron Man 3 and Star Trek as vying for number 1.
Okay.
I got a good feeling about Man of Steel. I got a good feeling. Like some people I've talked to don't think it's going to be as big a hit as I think it will be, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of residual Dark Knight fervor that people are going to transfer onto this.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Like I don't think it's going to be the biggest hit of the summer, but I think it's going to be a pretty big hit.
Okay.
Good use of the word fervor, Brian.
Oh, thank you. I was trying to keep that word in my verve.
Yeah, that's
anyway.
That's the word on his daily calendar today. That's his word of the day.
Fervor.
Yeah.
No, but also, and then the Fast 6. I think Fast 6 is going to be pretty big.
Okay.
And Hangover. I think Hangover is going to be big, but I don't think it's going to be as big because I think there's some fatigue after the second one didn't deliver. For flops, I'm thinking World War Z. I think World
Yeah.
War Z might be this year's Battleship.
I gotta agree
Totally
with you. Unfortunately, I want it to be good, but I worry about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I also Pacific Rim. I think there's a lot of internet excitement over Pacific Rim, but I don't know if that's going to translate.
Okay.
I wonder about that. And then lastly, this is a total wild card. Maybe some people wouldn't agree, but Lone Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got Johnny Depp, but I don't know. Wild Wild West had Will Smith.
Right.
Like I don't know. I don't think it looks bad personally, but I just don't know if it's going to connect.
Yeah, and we talked about that a little bit in the last episode. I agree with you there. I think both in terms of Lone Ranger and World War Z, I think those are going to be disappointments.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking of Will Smith, I think After Earth is going to be a disappointment.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I was Sean and I saw Iron Man 3 last night.
Oh, this is funny.
When the trailer ended, it was really quiet, and then someone yelled out, "John Carter of Bel Air." Yeah, people were amused.
That's a comment you would hear in L.A. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
You wouldn't hear that in like Tennessee, That's really funny, actually. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks Shyamalan-y in all the wrong ways.
Like, yeah. Well, it does look like sort of like John Carter and Avatar and all that. Just like whatever. Like I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that.
Yeah.
And it opens against Now You See Me, so everyone should go see Now You See Me. Whatever.
Well, the other thing I
May
wonder
31st.
is,
What?
I think Will Smith does have a lot of goodwill with the audience. I don't think Jaden Smith has a lot of goodwill.
No.
And I think people are kind of rooting for him to fail.
I don't know, actually. I don't know that I'm not saying I disagree. I don't know what people think.
I mean, I'm not saying I personally. So if Will Smith, if you're listening, I would still very much like to be adopted into your family. I have no ill will toward your child. But I think a lot of people do feel that way. I think...
Probably. Yeah, they don't seem very down to earth. And
yeah, I mean...
That tends to turn people off, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think... There's a perception that this kid was born with...
right,
a silver cup.
A Karate Kid in his mouth? Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, yuck. Sorry, guys.
Way to screw up the metaphor, Brian.
Sorry, I meant a silver Karate Kid in his mouth.
Yeah.
Doesn't help.
That's bad.
Sean, what do you think about the summer's flops and hits?
Prove me wrong, Sean. Prove me wrong.
I'm pretty much right there. I had World War Z as my big flop for the summer.
Mm-hmm. No. Why do you guys think that?
I just don't think anybody cares.
Sorry.
No. I don't think. I just don't think anybody cares. It's like, and I don't think that Brad Pitt is going to open a big movie, or I don't think Brad Pitt is going to sell like a $300 million box office.
I think Brad Pitt's famous, but I don't think he's a draw.
Right.
And this just looks like, we got The Walking Dead, we got Warm Bodies, we got this, that. I wonder if there's a little bit of I've gotten my zombie fix.
Right.
So there's not there's nothing new about this.
Right.
Compared to the budget too, because the budget is over $200 million. There's no way this movie's going to make.
No, it's not going to make a profit.
Yeah, it's barely going to break even.
Yeah.
I think I actually had Monsters University as my my top box office pick for the summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to think outside the box. It seems to be sort of universally a lot of people's favorite Pixar movie was Monsters Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I certainly think it. I put it in my top 5.
I think it'll do well. I don't see it being the top
domestic for sure.
Top hit. I don't see it being the top hit.
But I had Iron Man 3 and Fast 6 and Star Trek. I think Star Trek's going to do well. I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to shatter records or anything like that.
Yeah.
And Lone Ranger, I actually had leaning more towards a flop. I don't think it's going to make anywhere near the Pirates' money.
Yeah.
It'll be the Superman Returns of this summer.
Yes.
Right? It'll make a lot of money, but I don't think it's going to land.
I could see
and
that.
I'm with you. I think Man of Steel is going to do well, but I don't think it's going to do anywhere close to Dark Knight money.
Unless
No.
the
I mean,
movies are good.
Yeah. No, I don't think it'll do like that. But I think for this year, or at least this summer, I think it'll be.
You know,
Zaki?
I always hate doing the prediction thing because I just don't know. But I mean, in terms of what probably won't do well, I mean, as much as I want it to be a good movie, I'm guessing World War Z will probably be one of them. Like I said, After Earth, I'm reasonably certain will not do well because
internationally maybe.
Yeah. But international is a whole different. That's a whole different ballgame because most
those
of
those numbers are important now, though.
Well, right,
yeah.
But if you talk internationally, my prediction is that After Earth will do just fine, Lone Ranger will do just fine, and World War Z will do just fine. So, if we're looking purely domestically, because I can't predict, people's viewing habits in China or wherever, but like we have a sense of what audiences prefer here, and I don't see a zombie movie making 200 million. I mean, there's no precedent for that, so I don't see that changing now. I'm of course rooting for Man of Steel big time. I'm hoping that Star Trek will be good. Last week I couldn't stop myself. I was like, I got to know about. That's, by the way, a Dirty Harry reference if anybody gets that. About Star Trek. That's not me being racist. And I needed to find out certain aspects of the plot, specifically, who Benedict Cumberbatch is playing and whatnot. So I did go ahead and find out, and I mean, obviously, we'll talk.
Are you proud of yourself?
Well, and I kind of am. And
do you regret it? Is it like Christmas morning where you peek? And you're like, oh, I did get that thing I asked for. Like, oh, I gotta look surprised.
What's funny, Brian, is that I've actually gotten that question from a couple different people. Like, do you feel good about it? They're like very seriously asking me. And I'm like, yes, I'm actually glad that I went and found out because I realized that question specifically that I had, I just needed to have it answered. And now that I have an answer, I can just take it for what it is in the film. And I'm not saying that should be par for the course for every movie where you spoil it, but I think for me personally, in this particular case, I'm glad that I went and spoiled it because it'll allow me to just take the movie in for what it is.
Right.
Fair enough.
And I will say that I don't think this is giving anything away, but if you go back and listen to our previous discussions about the movie, I have a little bit of egg on my face, and I'll leave it at that. Yeah. So. We'll be talking about Star Trek Into Darkness, obviously, in the next episode, so I'll explicate that a little bit more. But that's where I am at that. I think it's going to do well. My guess is it's going to do well.
Yeah.
It seems like I got the slate, not by date, but I got the slate of all the big movies coming out. Like, it seems like it's pretty much a no-brainer which ones are going to be a hit.
Yeah.
And everything else is just kind of like a whatever movie, like Great Gatsby. Who's the genius who said let's release Great Gatsby in the summer?
Why are they releasing in the summer? Because I know it was supposed to come out in December of last year.
That totally is a December movie.
Yeah,
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah,
and this comes out. What is it next week?
It comes out on the
May 10th. Yeah.
So I'll be seeing it. I'll be seeing it on this coming Monday. So
between Iron Man and Star Trek, that was a genius move by the studio.
Well, I don't know. Counter programming.
It's counter programming. I mean, it's not.
They still believe in that for some reason. Sometimes it works. Most times it doesn't.
I mean, they're hoping for kind of the Devil Wears Prada strategy, where it's just or Mamma Mia or something, where it's just playing to an audience that doesn't care for that other stuff.
Whatever, it's going to flop, and they're going to wonder why, and somebody's going to lose their job.
Sean, I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you. I think Great Gatsby will actually probably do okay.
No, I bet
I think it's going to be all right. Yeah,
because it's not aiming at the Iron Man audience. You know what I mean? And the Leonardo DiCaprio audience will probably show up, and then it's aiming at a literary crowd. It's aiming at a Baz Luhrmann crowd. I mean, it's a very different demo. I'm not a big fan of his movies, but he has a fan base.
Again, internationally, it'll probably do okay. But I think from what we had heard, the tracking for the U.S. audiences was people are predicting between 75 and 90 million for it. I don't see. I personally see it getting buried. Iron Man 3 comes out. Star Trek's going to come out. I see this thing just it's going to disappear.
Well, we'll see. My prediction with Gatsby is that it'll probably do okay, but we'll know more. We'll be able to see who's right or wrong in our next episode as far as that. Moving on, we usually talk about new releases, and we've got a big new release, which we'll hold for a broader discussion in just a little bit. But I know, Brian, you had a chance to watch Pain and Gain.
I did.
And since you weren't around for the last episode, what are your thoughts on Pain and Gain? And you heard me talk about it. Do our views of the movie overlap?
They do. I this was a weird one because I knew that your end review for it was just too disturbing to enjoy.
Yeah.
So I, started this film. I was about an hour in, and I was like, I don't know if I agree with Zaki. Like, it's bothersome, but it's sort of a black comedy, and it was like I was dealing with it, and that's what it does is it introduces these guys, and the movie's sort of from their point of view, so they see themselves as underdogs. And so in a way, you begin the movie sort of rooting for them, and they start doing these, grim things. But the movie's not so heavy yet. They're just doing awful things, and you cringe, but you keep going. But then the second half of the movie takes this turn where things get gruesome.
Right.
and then the movie still wants to be thought of as a comedy. So they awkwardly insert these really tasteless jokes into moments that just, you should be experiencing horror. Like, it's okay. Like, these guys are doing bad things, and I think the movie would have been stronger if it was like, no, we don't need to laugh here. This is awful.
Yeah.
And it didn't do that. And like a guy in a horrifying scene, I won't spoil, but a guy plays bongo drums on the boobs of a dead woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, what? I mean, it's just.
I think you spoiled it, Brian.
Well, you don't know who, but
now I'm definitely not seeing the movie.
But the thing is it's like you can just see Bay being like, wait, we still got to be funny, like, it'd be hilarious, and he's just got this completely miscalculated juvenile sense of humor that just spoils what could have still been. Like, I know that this was his aiming to be his Fargo, I guess.
Okay, yeah,
and you can see that, but like he just can't control himself. Like he just, you know what I mean? It's a tonal mess. But at the same time, I totally enjoyed watching it. Like, it was really interesting to see him make a movie. The guy who makes these really visceral, crazy action movies, it was interesting to see him use that style on a smaller scale story. So, I did enjoy watching it. Walking out, I was like, I'm glad I saw that. Like, that was really interesting, and I look forward to him, after he makes Transformers 9 or something. Like, I hope he makes another story that means something to him. Using his. But
isn't it sad that
style.
This is the story that meant something to him?
I can see his interest in it because it's so bonkers. It is a crazy, crazy story, and you're just amazed at how dumb these people were and the awful things that they did. But, like, I just feel like he was shooting to make a comedy the whole way through when anyone else would have known that the movie... Like... I was thinking on the way out, and maybe I'm wrong, but, there's like a moment where, you're following Mark Wahlberg basically through the whole thing.
Right.
And usually in a movie like this, the guy that you think is good, but he's not really good, he has like a moment where he snaps at someone, and just says something about like, you listen to me now. And you're like, oh, as an audience, like, oh, he's changed.
Right.
Right, and then it sort of vilifies the guy. You're like, oh, right. Like the movie turns on the guy because we should turn on this guy, but the movie never turns on these guys. Like, it is amused by them the entire way through as they're committing atrocities.
Exactly. Well, and the other thing is the marketing campaign has really done it a disservice, I think, because it's like, live the American dream. And, it's kind of... It even more so than the film, the marketing is really like hoisting these characters up as anti-heroes.
Underdogs.
Yeah, underdog heroes, It's just bizarre. I mean... it was just too much for me. I mean, and it seems like the movie just did okay. So audiences.
Yeah. I got a question for maybe this is more for Brian, but do you think that your enjoyment of the film was because a lot of the really crazy, out there, insane stuff was true?
Yes, I definitely, because you're sort of. Yeah, like you track with it because you're like, there's like this. Like, these people actually existed, and they made these like compounding bad decisions,
right?
And so, if it was just, well, No, that's a good question, actually, because if it wasn't true and this stuff was just happening, maybe I wouldn't have been as disturbed.
Well, because, like, for example, and I don't want to spoil it, but, like, you were telling me about a scene that involved them trying to return a chainsaw to a Home Depot.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering if, like, it's almost like the ridiculousness of this situation. Like, you're watching it in a movie and you're like, there's no way this was real.
But knowing that it is,
knowing that it is real, are you like, okay, I want to see where this goes. I want to see what happens.
I definitely think that adds something to it, because then, as much as you're disturbed by it, then you're sort of like, well, geez, this, I don't know. Yeah, you're like tracking with it in a different way. Right. But on the other hand, if it was just came out of someone's imagination, as gruesome as all that was, maybe I would be a little more detached from it.
Right.
And not thinking of these poor people, victims of all these people or whatever, and having to watch a movie that, like, lifts up these bad guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, and I should say too, with the marketing, the way that it's like the American dream and all that. I mean, I do think that it is like a winking take on it, but I don't know that the movie always understands that itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it just wants to entertain you and make you laugh, whether or not it has any right to.
Well, I mean, look, man, I just don't think Michael Bay has the sophistication to pull that off.
No.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, he's an empty shell when it comes to, I mean, in the hands of the Coen brothers, it would have been something else entirely.
Right.
But this is Michael Bay, and Michael Bay is Michael Bay, right?
Right. Well, so.
But speaking of Michael Bay being Michael Bay, we also have some headlines to talk about, and in between making these little art house type movies, which people aren't liking, Michael Bay pays the bills by making yet more Transformers movies. He's dead set on deadening the nerves of everybody in the world, essentially. And we talked about this one before, and Mark Wahlberg will of course be appearing in some capacity in Transformers 4, but the villain is none other than Sideshow Bob. Transformers 4, Kelsey Grammer, who needs to put an addition on his house, clearly. And thus,
that Frasier money doesn't last forever.
Well, he just went through a very bitter divorce, presumably.
There you go.
Gotta eat, brother. Gotta eat. Frasier gotta eat.
It does make you. Does it make you a little sad? It makes me a little sad. Like
I don't care.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird saying that, like, being in a Michael Bay movie now feels like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. But, like, I don't know. Kelsey Grammer, like, very highly acclaimed, won a bunch of Emmys, was a very well respected, like, highest paid actor in TV history and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, now he's doing a Michael Bay movie. Like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong with him? What happened?
I don't know. Well, John Turturro's in those movies.
Yeah, and he's horrible in those movies.
Yeah, but I mean, he's.
He gets peed on by
what is that quote? Do we already talk about this with Michael Caine when they ask him about Jaws 4 or whatever he was in?
That's right.
He's like, I haven't seen it. From what I've heard, it's pretty bad. He's like, but the house I'm looking at right now is pretty good, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
William H. Macy's like, yeah, my kid breaks a chair, got to pay for the chair, so I'm going to do Jurassic Park 3.
Right.
Wait, who said that?
William H. Macy.
William H. Macy. They should have had William H. Macy in Pain and Gain. I think it would have been a better movie.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. I could have seen him as the Mark Wahlberg character.
Already it's a better movie. I haven't even seen it.
That's funny.
All right. But to be fair, Kelsey Grammer did a previous cash-out job, in my opinion, which was playing the Beast in X-Men: The Last Stand. And
see, I disagree with that being a cash-out job. Because I think at the time that franchise was still had a lot of momentum going for it.
But doesn't Transformers?
Well, so it's Transformers. Yeah.
I mean, those movies still make.
We don't.
Well, I think
feel it has merit, but
at the time, this is just my opinion. Like, X-Men 2 was very highly acclaimed, and it felt like it sort of raised the bar for the credibility of superhero movies.
Okay.
And I think like X3 coming off of that, there was a lot of there were pretty high expectations for it.
Expectations.
Expectations. And X3, let's go on the record, it sucked ass, by the way.
It was horrible.
It was the exception to the series.
It was excrement. Okay, we can group on.
No, so I think...
But he was the best thing in that movie. He was, in my
He
opinion.
was the best thing in that movie, yeah.
He was really good in it. I find it funny that
contextually, it wasn't a catch-up. Who really cares?
Speaking of crappy sequels,
one last thought. I mean, Kelsey Grammer as the villain in Transformers. If he doesn't sing "Good Ship Pinafore" at some point, I will be
total loss.
Yeah, it's a complete wash at that point. Speaking of sequels that apparently very few people are interested in seeing, we spent an entire episode a few weeks ago talking about Die Hard 5, A Good Day to Die Hard, and wouldn't you know, there's movement on the 6th Die Hard, which is supposedly, I have to think this is a joke, but supposedly it's going to be called Die Hardest.
Whatever.
I heard it was called Die Hard FU Audience.
Well, I would assume that it would end with John McClane in fact dying.
Hard?
Yeah.
Man, I don't even want to get it. Ugh.
You know what?
If it's the end, I want to see it just because it's the end.
You know what? I'm gonna be that guy and be like, you know what? If they make Die Hard 6, I will be down for Die Hard 6.
Oh, totally.
Of course I'm going to see it. But at the same time, I feel like I'm watching like someone making fan fiction about fan fiction. You know what I mean? Like I don't even feel like this is even related to the first, 2 or 3 movies. So
well,
whatever. You want to keep going and use that guy's name? Go for it.
Well, the idea they were floating, and I have to think this isn't the movie that will get made, but it's like John McClane goes to Tokyo, and I'm like, which relative is he looking for there? Like, his illegitimate son, who he didn't know existed, who's played by Chris Rock. I don't know, like.
You know, it'd be awesome if he was going to get his wife back.
No, there you go.
That would be good.
That would help. That would help me.
Yeah, what's Bunny Bedelia up to
I could
these
actually
days?
see that when you think about it, because in part 4, he reconciles with his daughter. In part 5, he reconciles with his son. In part 6, he reconciles with the wife. And then
she's like head of Nakatomi now.
Oh,
In Tokyo.
And she's going by Gennaro again.
Yeah.
And
he's like, oh, jeez, not again, jeez.
He goes to the Nakatomi Tower, and it gets taken over by American terrorists.
Dude, I would watch that. All right, I'm going to get Fox on the line. Hold on.
And there will be like her Japanese colleague who's kind of a douchebag, and he's like, John, come on, I'm your friend, John, I'm your friend. The movie writes itself.
All right.
And by the way, his name will be Eris.
Eris. Oh my gosh. I remove myself from this.
Oh.
And he'll be played by Fischl Stevens. So, anyway. Other sequel news. This is one that I think we are more excited about. Jurassic Park 4 development is continuing apace.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, what's Sean's segment about seeing movies too late?
Sean Coyle's delayed reaction.
Brian Hall's delayed reaction. I saw Jurassic Park 3D.
To what? Okay.
And it was awesome. I don't think it's in theaters anymore. So,
the end.
Thanks for the end.
Well, okay, very, very briefly. I mean, you've seen that movie a crap ton of times. So what about the 3D experience made it memorable for you?
Well, I'll be really brief because, like I said, it's not in theaters anymore. But I've seen the movie a million times. This was my 9th time seeing it in the theater, including its first run.
Wow.
So I went with my brother.
Slow down for a second, Brian. Let's go through the first 9 times that you've seen it. The other 8 times, rather. So what was the first time?
Rice Lake Square, Wheaton, Illinois. I was a young buckstrap, 13 years of age.
So what did 13-year-old Brian?
1993. What's that?
What were 13-year-old Brian's hopes and dreams?
That Jurassic Park would be good. I don't know.
That's about it.
Yeah, and that Susie Tompkins would like me. I have no idea.
Susie Tompkins.
Hoping to find out what first base was.
No, but I'll just say real quick. My brother has seen it a million times, and he was sitting on my right, and I would look over lovingly at him whenever our favorite lines would come on, and we'd smile and like ha 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 ha, and we'd like mouth the lines. And I look over to my left, and my lovely girlfriend, who had not seen the movie since high school, was jumping at all the right moments, and I was like, this is like the perfect experience. This is great. It's like getting to enjoy the movie you love very much for the first time in a way.
Yeah.
And the 3D looked awesome.
They did a heck of a job with the 3D. I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah. Okay. You screwed up my mojo, man. Oh, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park 4.
Jurassic Park 4. So we talked about a few weeks ago how they've hired Colin Trevorrow to direct, and he's got his work cut out for him because it's due to come out like a little over a year from now, which is an insane...
That's insane.
I mean, they haven't even started casting yet, as far as I know.
It's not that insane.
It's pretty insane.
I mean,
it's such an effects-heavy movie.
They've already been doing previs stuff.
I mean, the movie's probably ready to go. They just put someone in the captain's chair, and now they just got to use some actors.
Right. Well, then it's not insane at all. It's the most normal thing in the world.
Shut up. Case closed. Yeah, I don't know. But what was it? So he tweeted a picture.
He tweeted a picture of location scouting, and it's the Hawaii locations where they filmed the first one, and he's confirmed that this one, unlike the two sequels, which were set on a different island, this one will be set on Isla Nublar, which is the setting of the original, where the theme park was, the potential theme park, and supposedly the story goes that this one will involve the park actually opening up and predictable shenanigans ensuing with the dinosaurs and the Huyven and the Flavin and the and the whatnot.
Could be good.
Now, well, do you guys know anything about the story beyond just the rumor? I mean, anything concrete?
I know that it involves dinosaurs.
Okay, in a park of some kind.
Yes, a Jurassic Park,
if you will.
That's all.
June 13th, by the way. June 13th of 2014 is when this thing's due to come out. So in other words, literally just over a year from now, he's got his work cut out for him. I mean, I stand by that. That is a very short development window or short production window, not a development window. But I am excited. My kid is already, my oldest one, he's already...
I bet.
You're going to take me to Jurassic Park 4, right? And so whenever I'm pissed at him, I'm like, I'm not taking you to Jurassic Park 4. That's how I get him to do stuff. I'm traumatizing him. That's the plan.
Does he ever look at you and point and go, liar?
No, but he does wake up in the middle of the night screaming that he wants to go to see Jurassic Park 4. So, yeah, not out of fear, just out of,
That's funny.
Yeah, so this is very excited about it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, these kids are like in the zone, man. My 2-year-old was storming around the house a few weeks ago, screaming the Jurassic Park music. Da 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 da, da 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 da. So I just kind of looked at my wife and I dropped my mic. And I walked off. I didn't need to do any more because
I hope you have a girl, man. I hope your next kid's a girl.
My wife hopes it's a girl too because I think the last vestiges of her sanity are hanging on that.
I want you to experience pink overload and princesses and all this other kind of crap that you don't.
Well, see, this is my issue. I mean, at this point, after 3 boys, I got this figured out pretty much. I've realized that they're just. They are destructive, horrible beings. And
with names, yeah.
With names. I mean, you have to realize, boys just break stuff. That's what they do. It doesn't matter what you give them. It doesn't matter how you tell them to be careful. They will break it. But in a way, like, you understand it after a while. Like, it's almost like you're content because it's like you understand how they work. But I'm not prepared for how girls destroy you from the inside.
That's very true.
Yeah. I'm not prepared for how that's going to play. So we'll see what happens. It's I don't know. We'll see. Other headlines. I thought this was. I don't even know what to make of this, to be honest. But they have Rocky the Musical coming out. And
I punched the guy. He punched me back. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Everything's a musical now. It's like not even special anymore.
Yeah.
Was it?
You know what I mean? It's like every single movie is being turned into a musical. Well, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it's just whatever. Well, it's like not even like surprising anymore to me.
Well, when you have a Spider-Man musical, that's kind of a
exactly. And like Legally Blonde. I mean, they Bring It On is a musical. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever.
Where's the Short Circuit musical, Brian?
They should do it. I Am Alive. Input.
Are you Johnny Five? That's the character's name?
Yeah.
We come up with a lot of good ideas on this show, by the way.
We do. We should copyright them.
These are like $1 million. This episode's net worth of ideas in imaginary money is like through the roof.
Die Hard the musical. Come on.
Die Hard the musical. How's that not happened yet?
I'm not
surprised.
Die Hardest the musical.
Yeah.
With Eris's big musical number there.
I'll tie this hose around my waist. Yeah.
No effing shit, lady. You think I'm ordering a pizza? But I saw some of the. I mean, this is the Rocky musical. They're planning on bringing it over here. It's actually been playing overseas. They've been doing.
Well, now it sounds interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, we should actually. I'll see. We should pipe in some of the music from that, because it's, you kind of have to hear it, because it's, I don't know.
We should throw a clip up on the Facebook page.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should. There we go. Yeah, let people watch that. I'm a big Rocky fan. I gotta be honest. If the Rocky musical came here to the Bay Area, I would totally watch it.
Why not? Right?
I absolutely would. And
I'd go see some movie I loved as a musical. Even though, whatever.
Whatever. As we do each time, we also try to dip into the latest Star Wars news. Brian, do you have any new Star Wars news to show for us?
I do. Some very interesting news. We had actually been speculating whether or not John Williams would come back to, score these films, or would they get Michael Giacchino, who is JJ's go-to...
To emulate John Williams.
Right, well, yeah. And it was announced this week. I assume this is official, but it sounds like John Williams will be doing the score.
If J.J. Abrams...
J.J. Abrams said it himself, actually.
Yeah. He said, I have every expectation that John Williams is going to do it.
Yeah, actually, I have the quote right here. It says, again, for Star Wars, it's very early days, but I believe that going forward, John Williams will be doing the film because he was there long before I was. So that's pretty rad.
So the question here then is, I mean, this is. I mean, John Williams is how old now?
Well, I have to do the math, but I read on some website they figured if he did all three, by the time Episode 9 comes out, he would be 86.
Wow. Okay. Well, he's 81 right now. He's 81 right now.
Oh, I see.
So and he hasn't lost a step.
No. I mean, I see him at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
When he does that thing, and he's really witty, and he talks in between the songs, and he's yeah. I mean, I don't see why, unless he's just I think of, it's interesting, like certain careers people retire and they go do whatever, but it just seems like with entertainment and things, you see these actors and these filmmakers and they go into their 80s and it's just like, wow, they just don't want to stop.
Yeah.
Right. So, and it just seems like he enjoys what he's doing. He's still good. He hasn't slipped. So, hey, great.
Now, you know what though? I'm going to say this is a bad idea though.
Sean, jeez.
No, not, and this isn't
I'm just kidding.
For the sake of hating or anything like that. I think of the first, the prequel trilogy. Those movies are so bad. I mean, the music is good, but the movies are so bad that it makes me not want to go back and listen to those soundtracks. Like when I pop in, if I ever listen to Star Wars music, it's always from the original trilogy.
Okay.
Sure.
And so I was kind of looking forward to, you have a new director, new creative team, it's like a fresh start almost. We're sort of wiping the slate
I don't
clean.
think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
To have, and now it just feels like, it's like we've heard John Williams' version of Star Wars. So like the theme's not going to change. You know what I mean? It's not going to be anything drastically different. It's just going to be, what we already know. And for me, that's not something really to look forward to. Thinking about it that way.
Oh man, I'm going to geek out. Well, this is the place, right? This is the place where we do this, huh?
This is it.
So, obviously, John Williams has his very familiar themes that everybody knows.
Right.
But there are a lot of cues in those movies, being the fan that I am, and knowing the soundtracks pretty intimately. Like, one of my favorite cues of his is when Luke gives up trying to take his ship out of the swamp, and Yoda is disappointed in him, and then he takes the ship out.
Right.
And it plays Yoda's theme. It's really subtle. It's a little dour because of Luke giving up, but then it just gradually builds and builds and builds in this really beautiful thing because you're in awe of the ship flying overhead and being put down. And that moment is, to me, so resonant because of what John Williams put around it and illuminated it with and everything. And so if these movies are coming from, I don't want to get into a George Lucas thing, but if they're coming from a filmmaker who's probably going to make a better movie, let's be honest, and have some really rich moments, I look forward to John Williams coloring those moments.
Okay. I agree with you, Brian.
I could see that, yeah.
But I don't think you're wrong, Sean. If there ever is a moment, and he's not, if they're going to keep making these year after year after year, soon, sometime, John Williams will not be scoring Star Wars.
And that's just going to happen.
So maybe this is the time to do it.
Exactly. I'm not against him doing it, but I think if you are going to pass the torch, I think now is the time that you do
here's
it.
my question. Now, we know that Disney and this was just revealed over the past week, that the plan is to have some kind of Star Wars product in theaters every year. Whether that happens or not. But here's my question. Now they're doing episodes 7, 8, and 9. Is the intention to keep the saga going? So episodes 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, is that the plan? Or have they said?
Well, they said they're going to do spin-off movies.
But are they going to do spin-offs in addition to the continuing saga? Or is this just, we're going to do 7, 8, and 9, and then we're done?
No, they're doing what Marvel's doing. They're following the Marvel example.
So there'll be phases?
Well, I mean, you'll have like Star Wars will be like the Avengers, basically.
I see.
The big team movie, and
then you'll have your
Wookiee movie or your Han Solo movie or whatever else you're going to do.
Your Yoda
Can you imagine
movie.
a Wookiee movie?
That would be riveting.
I would say Wookiee sitcom.
It would just be 2 hours.
That's what the Christmas special is.
Yeah, exactly.
It literally has a 6-minute scene with Wookiees talking to each other and no subtitles.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The Christmas special has to be seen to be believed.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
But it's amazing. I mean, that's like the only word I can use. I mean, it's like phenomenal in the fact that something like that even exists.
Yeah.
They have B. Arthur as the bartender of Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And Art Carney. What the hell were they thinking? Art Carney and Harrison Ford are in the Star Wars holiday special.
He's canon.
Yeah, exactly. And it's shot on video,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Good times. Any other Star Wars news for us, Brian?
Carrie Fisher saying stuff. She says stuff every week.
She talks a lot.
No,
I'm Princess Leia.
Yeah, she said something about a trainer being sent to her house.
Well, I'm glad somebody realizes that's probably.
I'm sure that actually is happening, but she jokes like that a lot. She's probably just talking.
Well,
I was just thinking,
they need to send a trainer to Mark Hamill's house.
Frankly, yeah, they all kind of need it. You know what I mean? And that's
he needs to be Luke
cruel,
Stairwalker, if you know what I mean. Because he's a big fella. Anyway, you were saying? Sorry.
No, that's it. That's it.
I'll leave you with that cruelty that you just inflicted. Trailer talk. We have some new trailers to discuss, starting with the movie that Brian, you just mentioned at the top of the show. Now You See Me.
I'm not familiar with it.
Yes. Well, ironically, this was Now You See Me was the reason we could not see you.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's irony.
It is irony, indeed. And let's go ahead and play some of that.
Come in close, because the more you think you see, the easier it'll be to fool you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
For our final trick.
we are going to rob a bank. On the count of 3, you will be teleported through space and time to your bank in Paris. 1, 2, 3. FBI! Hands where I can see them.
I don't think I heard you correctly. Did you say magicians robbed a bank?
So, Brian, how does this movie look?
It's obviously it's impossible to rip away bias from this from me. But I've seen the movie several times, a lot. I've seen this movie a lot. And I watched it again last week, pretty much in its finished form for the first time. And I think it's a blast. I mean, I don't want to turn this into a commercial because I don't think that's fair. But I will just say, because you guys should give your honest opinions, but I will say, I really do think it's a totally enjoyable popcorn flick. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great actors, a lot of great moments. I think it's a blast. And I've worked on movies that I would not say that about.
Okay.
Like, you work on movies, and I don't think they're horrible, but I'm like, you know what? It's not a bad movie, but you just really don't need to go see it. It's just whatever. But this is a movie I feel completely comfortable recommending to people because I think people are going to enjoy it.
I agree. When you first described it to me, you were like, "Oh, I'm working on this movie. It's got Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine, and it's about magicians that rob banks." And I was like, "What?" Like, you're expecting a completely different kind of movie than what you see in the trailer.
Like a snazzy British heist film or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oi, look at my card. I took your diamond. Like, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. And then, like, when, you read more and more about it and you hear more about who's in the movie, and then, and this is I'm not shooting anything down here, but it's like, Jesse Eisenberg, like,
right.
Woody Harrelson. It's kind of like... It's such a random mix of people, and you're just kind of like, what is this movie going to be? And then I gotta say, I saw the trailer. My wife caught a spot on TV, not knowing that it was the movie that you worked on. She was like, that looks fun. And then at the very end of the commercial, it says, "Now you see me," and it's like, that's Brian's movie. So there's definitely something appealing about the trailer. It's not what I was expecting in a good way. So.
I'm intrigued by it, which I guess is all a trailer really needs to do.
Yeah.
It's got my interest. It for me, I don't know. It gives me kind of like a Italian Job vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And
I mean, it's different, but I totally get the tone. What you're saying. Yeah.
And I liked Italian Job, so you
yeah.
got a great cast in this one, so
yeah. When we previewed it, that was really interesting because when I wasn't working like a little while ago, I'd go to preview screenings just to see movies because I could. And it's really interesting now, having worked on this film, to be on the other side and listen to the audience. And the two words that kept coming up most were original and fun.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it really is. It's for all ages, and it's a really fun time.
So the tester has now become the testee.
Yeah, I have become the testes.
Oh, actually, it would be in reverse. You were the test. Wait, hold on.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Now he's the tester.
I am the tester.
So it's a step up. You're no longer a testy. So
yeah, that's great. I've descended. That's wonderful.
You've ascended. So you've gone up.
I ascended.
Double
ended.
entendres. I love it.
You've graduated, so the ball hasn't dropped. The ball has gone up. I'm confused.
Are you done? Jeez. Another trailer.
Eventually, there will be dinosaurs on your dinosaur.
I really do hate that man. Okay, go on.
Another trailer. We have White House Down, which is the new movie about terrorists taking over the White House. Deja vu all over again.
White House Down, y'all. Right, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay, let's play some of that.
If you are just tuning in, we are going to breaking news out of Washington.
This is John Cale. I'm in the White House. They've taken the building and they're holding hostages, including my daughter.
Alpha 1, do you have the target? Roger that. We're holding the president in the library.
That's a library. Don't go in there. Just... Oh, this is so stupid. You mean Mr. President? Go!
Okay, so here's the pitch. Terrorists take over the White House, and one Secret Service agent is the only guy to stop them.
Get out.
Now, this happens all the
But
time.
can this one dance? My sources tell me he can.
Well,
Secret Service agent has to step up.
This happens all the time, but
Yeah.
we always see the movies coming out within months of each other that have basically the same premise.
Yes.
It happened with Robin Hood in 1991. It happened with the Asteroid movies in 1998. The Wyatt Earp movies in like 95 or 94. But seriously, these premises are so similar. Olympus has fallen and White House down. How the hell does this happen?
I was thinking it'd be really funny if they're if they're not finished and they're listening, the filmmakers, and they still have their production offices open. I suggest seeing if Gerard Butler is busy. Call him up and shoot a quick scene where Channing is like lost in a wing of the White House as gunfire and stuff is going down, and then he bumps into Gerard Butler, and he's like, "Yo, where's the Lincoln bedroom?" And Butler's like, "Round the corner, brah." And then they keep shooting and go their separate ways. Huh? That would be awesome. I would love that.
I would gladly pay money for that. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the trailer? Now this is Roland Emmerich, Mr.
Who I keep forgetting, by the way. I keep forgetting that this is a Roland Emmerich movie. This trailer played up a lot more of the comedy. It seemed, and I've forgotten. Like he does a lot of sort of, I don't know if slapstick's the right word, but you know what I mean. Like all his movies have a lot of comedy in them.
Yeah. I kind of got a soft spot for Roland Emmerich movies.
I kind of do too, actually.
Why?
To me, it sort of represents summer and popcorn and like stupid fun.
It's stupid fun, but like this is gonna sound so dumb, but stupid fun of a higher caliber.
Yeah,
Brian, that does sound pretty dumb.
Like Day After Tomorrow was not a good movie, and there's a lot to make fun of. But you see it on the big screen, and it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Well, now hold on a second. Let's go back and look at the Roland Emmerich catalog, which I feel is insulting to the word catalogs and the concept of catalogs. We have Universal Soldier.
I never saw that.
It's good cheese.
Don't you dare defend that movie.
It's good cheese.
Oh crap! We're gonna get to Stargate.
It's decent cheese.
Yep.
It's like
next up is Stargate.
It's WGN Sunday afternoon kind of cheese.
All right, whatever you say. There is Stargate.
Stargate sucked. I didn't like Stargate. Stargate sucks.
Stargate is not a good movie. We have Independence Day in 1996.
I like Independence Day.
Yep.
Now they are re-releasing Independence Day to theaters. Brian, are you going to go see that the way you watched?
No, that's a horrible idea. I'm actually surprised they're doing that.
Why are they doing that? Seriously.
A miscalculation, I guess. I don't know. Like, who's who's going to pay to go see that in the theater?
I'm wondering that. Yeah, I mean, they're like everybody's, cultural touchstone is Independence Day. Apparently, I don't get it.
That's not true. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like, if it's on cable, I'm going to stop and watch it. Mm-hmm. But like, I'm not going to pay $17 or I paid $19 for Iron Man the other night. You know what I mean? Like to go see that in the theater? No way.
Wow.
Lord, no.
Okay, so Independence Day is a no-go. There was, of course, the masterpiece that is Godzilla a few years later.
Oh, yeah.
Good point.
After Godzilla was 1998. What did he do after Godzilla?
The Patriot.
Zaki, just stop. Stop it.
He did The Patriot, which
I like The Patriot. So help me, I like The Patriot.
Yeah.
I actually
it's like John Williams.
I happened to John Williams. Yeah, I happened to see a few minutes of The Patriot yesterday on TV, and I couldn't help this. And maybe this is just me, but like I really became aware of how cartoonishly villainous Jason Patrick is in that movie, or Jason Isaacs. Sorry, Jason Isaacs. Yeah. Because he's like Oil Can Harry. He like shoots. Mm-hmm. He shoots Mel Gibson's son, and then he's like, "Stupid boy!" Like
right.
Like it's so shamelessly manipulative. Like he's like, lock all the people in the church and burn the church down. They should have him twirling him in an imaginary mustache. Because it's almost I don't know, it's almost hard to believe, because I'm pretty sure no British officer ever actually did that during the war. What were you saying, Sean?
I remember I got the I got the score for that movie because the movie came out on a Friday, I think, but the score came out on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it, and I'm like, man, this theme is awesome. I can't wait to see, like, this is going to elevate this movie or whatever. And then there was a track on there that was called Thomas Dies, or like Death of Thomas or something like that. I'm like, huh. And like first 5 minutes into the movie, there's Mel Gibson with his kids, and he's like, Thomas, don't run so fast, or whatever.
Yeah, you're like,
damn it, John Williams.
Guess we know. Well, that's like the
John Williams.
That's like the soundtrack of the Phantom Menace. Remember?
Yeah.
It's like Qui-Gon dies. Like, Qui-Gon is killed by Darth Maul after extended lightsaber fight. I think that's the track title.
After extended lightsaber fight. Yeah.
While
But then Maul's
Obi-Wan
cut in
watches
half and
helplessly.
shot down a tube. 3 minutes, 41 seconds. Yeah.
I think there's a track on The Empire Strikes Back that's just Darth Vader is Luke's father. Which just seems mean to me. I don't know why you would do that.
It'd just be funny if that's like a thing. Like John Williams is just a dick about that stuff.
Yeah. He just writes it down, just goes, eh.
Come on, John, don't name the track. That don't.
And he's like, stop me.
Well, there's a track of Indiana
what are you
Jones
gonna
4
do?
that's just like, this movie sucks.
Of what? Of which one?
Of Crystal Skull.
Oh.
It's just like, the movie sucks.
He's like, I know, guys.
Yeah. ...
It's like a track.
That's it. I'm so sorry.
Wait, let's talk about White House Down.
Yeah,
What do you guys
sorry.
think?
Wait, but hold on. We still, after The Patriot, he did Day After Tomorrow. After Day After Tomorrow, he did 2012.
Mm-hmm.
There's an arc in that one.
Well, the lesson of 2012 is when the end of the world happens, just find John Cusack.
Yeah, he can drive really well when the streets are crumbling.
Just no matter what happens, he will survive it. So whatever movie he's shooting, just find him, cling to his legs if you have to. And then he did that BC movie, right? What was it called?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
10,000
BC.
10,000 BC. Okay, so now I want you chumps to
I'm glad this
defend
isn't
Roland
debate.
Emmerich. What's that, Brian?
I'm not.
I'm glad this
not
isn't debate
defending
class.
him. It's not. Yeah, we're not
We'd be
defending the
losing.
guy, but his movies are big spectacles, and there have been a few that have been really fun to see on the big screen in the summertime.
Didn't he make that movie Anonymous?
Oh, that's right. He did.
Face. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I haven't seen it. I don't even know.
He should have made it anonymously. It probably would have done better.
Wah.
Thank you. Yes. So White House Down. You know what? I obviously, yes, I will be seeing it, but
I'll see it.
You know why I'll be
it looks
seeing
dumb
Scott?
and it looks totally fun.
Yeah,
you know why I'm seeing
I
it?
agree.
It's got my boy Channing Tatum, who is now
Tates.
That's right. He's my new best friend. So I will now support whatever cinematic endeavors he pursues. Like Magic Mike 2. I'm looking forward to that one.
What happened to you?
Well, yeah, this is a movie that has the
Channing in my
president
heart.
talking about his Jordans. Remember?
That was in
White House Down, he's kicking a bad guy in the face, and he's like, "Hands off my Jordans!"
Well, I mean, I think Paul said in one of our episodes, it's basically Jamie Foxx playing Barack Obama.
I don't even think he's playing Barack Obama because Barack Obama is presidential. I think he's just playing like President Dude.
President Dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. I mean, I'll watch it. That's all I can say.
I think it looks totally dumb. But I think it looks totally fun.
Yeah.
Last trailer is Thor: The Dark World. Let's first play that.
We're from different worlds. Maybe they're separate for a reason.
If we do nothing, they'll destroy us.
You must be truly desperate to come to me for help.
You should know that when you betray me, I will kill you.
When do we start?
Okay, now I really liked the first Thor. I don't think I've ever had
Yeah,
a
me
conversation with you guys about whether you guys liked Thor or not.
I do.
That's good.
What do you think about this? I'm actually I'm an easy mark for these Marvel movies, but I'm pretty impressed by what we see so far. I think it looks like a cool continuation.
Yeah. I'm usually, I guess, I don't know. Ever since Lord of the Rings, there's been a bunch of those copycat movies where it's some variation of medieval type CG fighting with CG armies and all that kind of stuff. And this was more of that, but I don't know. Maybe because I like the first Thor movie so much that I'm on board anyway.
Right.
But I don't know. It looks bigger. It looks, looks like the stakes are higher, and that was probably my one criticism of the first movie is that the stakes didn't really feel important. You know, because like everything was sort of resolved very, very swiftly. I forget what that robot's. Is it the Destroyer or the Annihilator?
The Destroyer.
Was
in
that
the first one, the Destroyer.
I think his name was Todd.
That's
Todd,
right.
Todd the Destroyer.
Todd the Destroyer.
It's like he shows up and I don't know. It felt like it was. It just felt like it could have been bigger. And this trailer, this new movie that's coming out, looks, I don't know, pretty epic. And I'm actually surprised that it's coming out in November.
Yeah,
it's like like a holiday movie almost. It's just on the brink of holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, not almost. I mean, it basically. I mean, that's a fall movie, right?
Yeah. So I'll be there.
Yeah. Brian, what about you?
Same. When that trailer played last night before we were watching Iron Man, part of me wondered if I would even. After Avengers, you sort of enjoyed this stuffed, colossal sort of film. And I was thinking, like, oh, it's good to see Thor again, but, like, will I enjoy a movie with just Thor?
Right.
You know, do I want to see him bouncing off of other people? That said, I mean, I think it looks really fun, and I like the first Thor, so I'm excited to go back. I thought the tone of the first Thor, like, that's what's interesting, is these character films all have their own tone. To them, you know, Captain America is very different. Thor was different. Iron Man's different. So I liked the first Thor. So I'm ready to go back. And then, you know, after watching Iron Man, I was like, well, okay, you know, I can't wait for the next Avengers, but it's cool going back and watching an individual. So,
yeah, and this one is directed by Alan Taylor, who's made a mark on Game of Thrones, which, as we
it sounds like a furniture brand. Alan Taylor.
The Alan Taylor Easy Chair,
collection. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Game of Thrones.
This was supposed to be directed by the woman who did Monster,
right?
And she was the choice of Natalie Portman, and gosh, I can't remember her name. Patty something.
LaBelle. Wow.
Patty LaBelle. Yeah, in between LPs. In between LPs, because we're living in the 1970s apparently. I don't remember her name, but anyway,
What?
she was.
I think it was Dame Baberson.
I feel like the show has gone off the rails a little bit because you're now chiming in from a parallel universe.
Honey Doll Pants.
Honey Doll Pants. Patty Jenkins. So Sean, you were closest.
Patty Jenkins. That's right.
I was closest.
You were closest. Patty Jenkins. She was Natalie Portman's pick, and then there was some kind of a falling out between her and the studio, and so supposedly Natalie Portman was pretty upset about that because what I had read was that Natalie Portman was not particularly thrilled about having to come back and do the sequel.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, it's like, what else you got going on? Give me a break. You show
well, I'm sure she got a lot going on, but if you sign up to be in
Don't you dare
Thor, you know you're going to do 3. You know what I mean? Like,
or 6, I mean, these actors all have, like, multi-picture deals.
Yeah.
Brian's like, I'm sure she does have a lot going on. It's not
well, I'm sure she does. I mean, she's a producer and whatever, and she does all this stuff now, but it's like, if you're signed up for Thor, you know what you're signed up for.
You know what, Brian? Whatever.
Why are we even, like, arguing about this? She never said anything.
I know, we're like attacking Natalie Portman. It's residual angst because of her role in the prequels, I think.
I will say this though, part of what was so I guess charming about the first Thor movie, in a similar sense of like Superman, is when you have Thor interacting with regular human beings, like trying to fit into the Earth world. Like there's something very engaging about that part of the story.
Yeah,
right.
And similar with Superman, and it's like thinking that most of this movie is going to be up in Asgard, where he's duking it out with people that are of similar speed and strength and skill to him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, there's the chance it may not be, as special. It'd be like, imagine a Superman movie that took place entirely on Krypton. Might not be that interesting,
Oh, no, I see what you're saying, but I mean, I would assume that they're gonna try to have that balance where it's
not
not all...
for sure, but I'm just
yeah.
I'm just filling time, man. You guys talking about
I will say, like,
Natalie Portman?
You realize that Chris Hemsworth is, I mean, the guy's a star. I mean, the Marvel people got very lucky locking him down because, I mean, he's kind of blown up in a big way, and I mean, the guy has presence. I mean, he's he fits the role really well, and I think he's a great casting choice, and I'm glad to see the character progress. And I'm glad they're picking up the Thor Loki thing from Avengers. I think that's pretty cool too.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. Moving on to the centerpiece of this discussion, picking up from one Marvel sequel to the most recent one. Iron Man 3 is now out. It's today. This is May 3rd, so this is technically the first full day of that movie's release. I saw it earlier in the week, as did you guys.
Yep. So, just yesterday.
You guys just saw it last night, so very fresh for you. Why don't you guys start? Whichever one of you guys wants to get the ball rolling, and let's get into that now. But before we do, let's preface this with saying that we're gonna pick the movie apart. So I would fully expect some spoilers to get dropped here. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, maybe for now hit pause.
Save it.
And
come back.
Put a pin in it and come back to us later because we
and see if you agree.
I don't think there's any point discussing it if we can't discuss it. So which of you guys wants to get the ball rolling here?
Sean.
Okay. I loved it. I thought it was a hell of a lot of fun. I remember I got your text, Zaki, when you saw it. You said thumbs up with an asterisk, and we'll get to that because right as soon as the movie was over, I was like, I know exactly what Zaki's asterisk is.
Mm-hmm. People are often wondering about my asterisk.
Let's say that'd be a good book title, Zaki's asterisk.
I think, like, for me, I think that this was... It felt like a fitting close to an Iron Man trilogy, but at the same time, like, still leaving it open for him to be involved in the Avengers movies. It was big, and it was loud, and it was fun, and there was a lot going on in this movie. And I thought Shane Black did a great job with the directing, snappy dialogue, full of great characters. I can go on and on and on. I don't want to be the one to start talking about the Mandarin stuff because I'll chime in when you talk about that, Zaki. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to end it right now saying that it was a crap load of fun. It is way, way better than the second movie, in my opinion. It's way more fun.
Okay.
Because, in my opinion, the big problem I had with Iron Man 2 is that it didn't feel like there were any stakes of any kind. It felt like, to me, and I just watched it again recently. To me, Iron Man 2 feels like, it's cool to see him in the suit and fighting bad guys and stuff, but basically that movie is just waiting for 90 minutes before you can see him and War Machine together.
Okay.
Suit up at the end of the movie. Like, he doesn't learn anything about himself. There's no furthering of like his character journey or anything like that. I feel like Tony Stark is the same guy at the beginning of Iron Man 2 and at the end of Iron Man 2. Whereas Iron Man 3, they do a great job. Like, they strip away everything right off the bat. They beat him down. They strip away everything that makes him who he is. And it's about him finding himself and building his confidence back up and discovering, the hero within and all the cliches, but the good cliches because it's done so well. And, he saves the day and he learns a lesson. And I don't know. That's somebody else jump in.
Brian, your thoughts?
I really dug it. I thought it was really fun. And there was one... It's interesting. I mean, superhero movies are going in two different directions. You have The Dark Knight, which is uber grounded and everything has to make sense and it's all about like emotions and angst, and which I like. I like that for some characters. And then there was a moment at the very beginning of Iron Man 3 where he's calibrated his suit to be able to fly toward him and latch on, whatever position he's in. And at first I was like, that's kind of silly. And then I was thinking, well, that's what this is. Like, now we're in a Marvel movie. Like, things are more lighthearted. This is about fun. Things are a little ridiculous, but like, because it's a comic book movie in the best way. This is the fun movie. So as soon as I recalibrated a little bit at the beginning, I just was in the right mood for this. I was just ready to have a good time, and I did have a good time. And I thought Shane Black did a really good job. I think a lot of these Marvel movies, even though they have different directors, they all have to match in some ways. And so inevitably they're all going to look pretty similar. But I felt like Shane Black's fingerprints were all over this movie.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of funny one-liners, but the action even was really well done. And I was listening to this other podcast, and they were saying that Shane Black he's only made 2 movies. His first movie made $4 million, and his second movie could very likely make $1 billion. So yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is great. If you haven't seen it, definitely see that movie. But I just thought it just had fun in all the right spots. I think it was pretty long, and in one way that's okay, because when you're in a world that you enjoy, you're not ready to leave, and I don't mind spending an extra amount of time in that world. That said, when a movie is that long, I think it can't help but be a little bit uneven. So there are some parts that are really fun, and there are parts that were probably good, but I don't remember them. And then there are parts that were, awesome.
Yeah.
And I think by the end, there's a lot of really great sequences in here. I think the highlight for me might have been the Air Force One, when they blew the hole in Air Force One, and this is in the trailer. All the people come flying out, and Iron Man is like talking to Jarvis, like, how many people can I save? They're like 4. How many people are there? 18. Let's do this. Awesome. It was an excellent sequence. And so then by the time you get to the end,
it ends on a great note. Yeah.
Well, but then when you get to the last set piece of the film, the end of the movie, my brother and I were talking about it afterward. We're saying we had a little bit of visual fatigue going on.
Yeah.
So as all these, suits are flying everywhere and things are blowing up, like we had already sort of experienced a lot of experiences, and we're like, okay, all right. Like we almost got a little numb to the fireworks of the ending.
Okay.
So, but all that said, I mean, those are my criticisms of it, but I thought it was a blast, and I think this movie has the funniest line ever uttered by a henchman.
which is what?
Tony's like running around and he sees a he's beat up all these henchmen, and then he comes across this one henchman. The guy basically puts his hands up and it's like, I don't even like working here. These guys are so weird. I was like, hands down, best line a henchman has ever said.
Yeah.
I remember that part, yeah. I think you guys, I liked it. I gave it a thumbs up. Like Sean said, I gave it a thumbs up with an asterisk. I think you guys liked it a little more than I did, in the sense that I thought it was slightly better than the second one, but I didn't hate the second one either. So it's been very interesting to see the response to the movie, because it's been divided between just rapturously singing its praises or just condemning it to the 8th level of hell.
Yeah.
I don't understand where the condemning comes from, unless maybe you're a diehard Iron Man comic book fan.
Well, even if you're a diehard comic book fan, even if you're a diehard Iron Man fan, I can't imagine you would condemn the movie, because I'm a fan, man. I mean, I have an Iron Man comic collection that spans almost 20 years. Going from 1980 to 2000, man, I was all in. So I am the prototypical fan, and for me, part of this is just, I said this before on the show, man. I get to see this character who I've known about all my life, been a fan of all my life, and see him be just so broadly embraced by the public in a way that never would have been the case even 6 years ago, right? That to me is just, like, as a fanboy, that's amazing.
Right.
That's awesome. I've heard people say it's the worst of all the Marvel Studios movies, which that
way.
I don't understand that because to me, I just don't understand that. I don't understand where that's coming from, and that's fully acknowledging that, you know what, the movie has its flaws, no doubt, but it to me those flaws are enough where you say, well, I had some issues with that, but did I enjoy it at the end of the day? I did. And my review is up, and people can check it out. But the issues I had were, I think, more structural. I felt like the pacing was a little bit off, and I think you guys mentioned that a little bit. It felt redundant, repetitive to me a little bit after the second one. In that the second one, the big issue that Tony Stark has to deal with is that he's got this blood poisoning because of the thingamabob in his chest. It's poisoning him. So the whole movie, he's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And it builds up to him, like, overcoming that, right? And then for this one, it's like he's got PTSD because of his alien experience or whatever. So the whole movie's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then it's like, he overcomes that. You know what I mean? So it feels forced in the sense like, oh, we got to come up with some deal that he has to get past. You know what I mean? And I think part of that is reflective of the fact that the Iron Man suit is sort of the enemy of drama. In the sense that the suit can do whatever you want it to.
Right.
You know, it's a magic pouch. It's like Superman. It's the same problem with Superman, right? Well, other than kryptonite, he has no weaknesses. Well, the suit, it's whatever they want to jury rig out of it, right? It's all there, and you know the climax. Brian, you were mentioning the climax, which is, you know, it's in the trailer where Stark summons this armada of suits. Well, it's like, to me, I'm like, well, this is not. There's no stakes here because, you know, it's just these suits doing everything, you know.
Right. And it doesn't matter where he jumps, like a suit will catch him.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and so on in a visual sense, yeah, it looks pretty cool, no doubt. But in a dramatic sense, it's stifling in a way because the stakes are minimized. And to that point about stakes, I feel like the movie does itself a disservice by not setting the stakes higher. So, for example, you know, the thing that kind of gets the first act rolling is that Jon Favreau's character. Jon Favreau is, of course, he plays Tony Stark's bodyguard. He's wounded in a terrorist attack. And as I was watching, I was like, just off the guy. You know, that was my immediate, like raise the stakes here. And it's not because I don't like the character. I love the character, but it's better for Tony Stark if there's some legitimate stakes. And I
think there were stakes, though.
Well, there were and there weren't.
I mean, no, there are no greater stakes than love. And when Pepper gets kidnapped and when she gets implanted with the lava virus thing. But I mean, to me, it's like that's what he's really after. It's at the beginning of the movie. It's the one thing that he cares the most about in the world.
But even her, so that's a good example. So Pepper is implanted with the thing, and we'll talk about that in just a second too. The whole Extremis storyline. But there's a point near the end where she falls to her quote unquote doom. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was like, well, obviously she's not dead.
Right. It's because she didn't fall in slow motion.
Right.
That's what I was telling Sean.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly. She didn't fall in slow motion. There wasn't that moment, you know. And I was kind of like, either kill Happy or kill Pepper or hell, kill them both. Because raise the stakes a little bit, you know. I mean, it to me, it felt. I felt at a distance because of that, you know, and so I enjoyed myself, but I wanted more of an investment in what was happening, and to the point about the Extremis thing, which is the really it's kind of the MacGuffin that you know underlines the whole thing. What are its limitations, right? It's completely arbitrary what kills somebody and what doesn't.
It was not made clear at all.
At all, sure. Because
at the end, they just sweep it under the rug, too. He's like, oh, yeah, and by the way, I cured Pepper.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. And by the way, not only did I cure Pepper, and by the way, I cured myself of this thing that I needed to have in my chest.
Did you think it was weird, like that gizmo, the technology in that gizmo was so important, like, and he just sort of casually throws it off the ravine of what used to be his house?
Yeah.
Well, that was like world-changing technology in the first film. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
And then in the third film, he's just like,
I'm like, somebody's gonna find that.
Rose in Titanic. He just throws it in the ocean.
Some hobo is going to be hiking in the hills of Malibu there and be like, "What's this?"
Well, that's going to be Iron Hobo in the next one because there's we got
I would
Iron
watch
Patriot here, and then we got I mean, that seems like something that's a bigger deal, or at least it should be a bigger deal, and it's tossed off as almost like an afterthought. And like I said, I mean, at the end of the movie, you have what we think is the coup de grace between Tony Stark and the villain, who's he's Aldrich Killian. He's played by Guy Pearce, who's great, by the way. And
he was good.
Guy Pearce tends to be good in everything. So Stark has the Iron Man armor fly onto him, and he has it blow up. And yet somehow he comes back from that. Now, I'm all about suspension of disbelief, but that's the moment where I'm like, really?
Well, he blew like a hole in the other guy, and that killed him. Yeah, but blowing up an entire guy does not kill him.
I mean, exactly. It was so that felt a little bit arbitrary. But I will say, I mean, the action set pieces were spectacular. I mean, you mentioned the Air Force One thing, which was amazing, but also the attack on the mansion, which we saw in the trailers. Mm-hmm. But the way he's executed was fantastic. And Stark summons his armor, and he has it fly onto Pepper. Mm-hmm. Which what amused me about that was there was a woman in our screening who said, "Now that's a man."
Really?
When he like reflexively saves her, so he set the bar for that. It's a high bar to reach, obviously. Now the big issue I had, which Sean you alluded to, the asterisk, was the Mandarin, who I mentioned this in a previous episode. The Mandarin is, of course, like the big main Iron Man villain of record. He is Iron Man's Lex Luthor, his Joker, his Green Goblin. I mean, he is the guy. So for me, I've been a fan. 3 movies, man. I've been waiting to see the Mandarin. So we get the Mandarin. He's pretty badass. He's like this sociopath. He's killing all these people, but he's actually an over-the-hill British actor who leaves stinky dookies. That's him in the movie. That's the big twist about the Mandarin.
Oh, stinky dookies! Right, I forgot about that joke.
Yeah. So I was mortified when we reached that point in the movie. And I wasn't even upset or angry. I was just like, what? Why would you... it was like pure confusion. And I'm still not upset or angry about it because it's like, whatever. But it's a head scratch to me because I'm like, why do you ruin this amazing character that way? I just don't understand it.
It's curious that they would do that because you're right. It would be the same thing as like, in Dark Knight, you reveal that Heath Ledger's just a guy pretending to be the Joker.
Right.
And in was it Fantastic Four? Like Galactus is a storm cloud. He's not this giant robot-looking creature that devours planets. No, he's a storm cloud. It's like it's weird that they would have chosen to do something like this with, like what you're saying, the most iconic Iron Man villain.
I mean, that's exactly it. I mean, it's Iron Man is one of these characters who has very few villains to begin with. So, truly memorable villains. I mean, he has goofy villains like the Melter and the Unicorn and all these kind of goofy guys.
Unicorn.
Yeah, well, he's not an actual unicorn. He's like a dude with like an energy beam that comes out from his forehead. He sucks. That's the point I'm making. The living laser and all these kind of cheesy guys, right? The gray gargoyle. A bunch of lame villains. And the truth is, that's just Iron Man. Like, this is, now it's become like conventional wisdom. Oh yeah, Iron Man. He's like, one of the best heroes. And it's like, nobody knew who Iron Man was 10 years ago. Nobody,
Well, wait, what's the head of Marvel? Kevin Feige? Is that how you say it?
Kevin Feige. He's the producer. Yeah.
Feige. I have a quote here. He says, "There was about the Mandarin. There was no choice but to reinterpret the character. Obviously, one of the reasons Marvel characters are still as relevant today as they were 50 years ago, longer in the case of Captain America, 70 years, is because of reinterpretation. Because they often stay true to the core beings and belief systems of the characters, but constantly switching them up a little bit." And then Shane Black adds, "Also, the Mandarin, as Kevin has pointed out, it's not like he's a classic villain in the sense where you go, 'Oh, remember that great Mandarin story?' You go, 'Well, no, really, do you? Not really, do you?' And he goes, 'But he's been around a long time. It's like Bob Hope. Everyone says, Bob Hope, classic comedian. Yet for the last 20 years of his life, it's like, that's not funny.'" So that's their take on what they did with the Mandarin.
But, okay, so here's how I would respond to that. It's their job to re-legitimize the character. So,
right.
To me, I mean, you can play anything off as a joke if you choose to. You could play Iron Man off as a joke if you choose to. And the first movie, when you think about it, the first movie does so well by taking the original Iron Man origin from the comic, which is hopelessly rooted in the 60s and the Vietnam era, and reinventing it in a way where we don't question it, right? I mean, it's one thing when you present something in a way that's unbelievable. It's another thing when you point out the unbelievable aspect of it. So when you're like, "Oh, well, he's lame and he's stupid." Well, it's your job to make that work, and I think there's plenty of ways they could have. They could have easily made that character work. And again, I want to be very clear about this. I'm not trying to get on a high horse as like a comic fan, like, "Oh, how dare they?" I'm just kind of like, it seems like a waste of a great character.
Right.
And it seems unnecessary.
I didn't mind the explanation for it, though. I didn't mind that it was, Guy Pearce's agenda to just put a face on terror or put a face on fear.
Yeah.
Like that he's sort of orchestrated this fictional villain to do his dirty deeds and all that. Like I liked in a sense that was sort of like it was almost like a new take or an added layer to movie terrorists, movie villain terrorists. So I appreciated the explanation for it. It didn't rub me the wrong way like it's rubbing a lot of other people the wrong way.
Right. Well,
I agree only because I didn't know who
people
the
are upset
was.
about it. I liked it.
My immediate reaction is that when you minimize the Mandarin to prop up Aldrich Killian, there's something wrong with that equation. Because it seems like a bad trade-off. Because Aldrich Killian has appeared in like one story.
I was going to ask,
He's like a whatever villain, So that's just odd to me. I mean, it just instinctively, because it's one of those things where it's like, well, we can never use the Mandarin again.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Zaki.
Yes, sir.
In that moment, in that twist, when he comes out of it and he's got the weird British accent.
Yeah.
For me, it comes out completely out of left field, and it takes you so off guard that I was still like, is he faking? Like, is this a trick?
Yeah.
Like there was a nice sort of long sustained uncomfortableness through that scene when Tony Stark confronts him, because I'm like, is he gonna go crazy? Like, is this all?
Well,
I think that worked to the movie's advantage personally.
I knew something was off earlier on, because when we first see that the Mandarin's headquarters is like not overseas, it's here, and they were showing him recording his message. There was a teleprompter there, if you guys remember.
I remember that, yeah.
And I was like, well, why would he have that was, that kind of set my spidey sense tingling a little bit. So I was like, well, something's going on here. So at that stage, I was almost like prepping myself for the twist, because I kind of saw something coming.
Right.
So it was more like when we got to it, I was like, yeah, I guess they did it, That was my reaction to it. Like, oh, okay, they went there. And like I said, I wasn't so much upset by it, although I know I'm reasonably certain that like certain diehard fans are probably going to be super pissed about it. But I was just kind of like, it's a shame, Because
what would you think about? Oh no, good.
No, please.
I was going to switch topics here a little bit.
Okay, go on.
Well, it's always risky to have a precocious kid in your film,
right?
And I actually liked the kid in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Yeah.
I liked the way that they played off of each other. What was the line where he's talking to Tony? The kid says to Tony something about his dad leaving him, and Tony's like, "Dad's leave. Stop being a pussy," or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Yeah.
He just like didn't waver with this kid, and it was.
Yeah.
I was sort of waiting for him to get soft, and he never did.
Never did up until the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. But I mean, that's hard. Like kids, you cast a kid wrong, and it just ruins the whole movie. But I thought this kid was really funny.
Where'd that kid get that newspaper from? What are the odds he was carrying a newspaper about Tony Stark being killed when he bumps into Tony Stark?
Well, I mean, it happened like the previous day, right?
Yeah, but like, what are the odds that the kid has the newspaper with him? And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go out to my garage. Oh, Tony Stark's here. Hey, coincidence. I'm just happen to be carrying an unwrapped newspaper that you happen to be on the cover of."
That's what this kid's like, though. That's what I got. That's what the actor brought to it. He's the type of kid who would carry around a newspaper like that.
That was his thing. That's how he got in. That's how he got into the character.
No, but I dug the whole Tennessee
me too.
departure and him, landing there and having to drag his suit and hole up in that, garage. And
so he stole that person's car, right?
He did.
The car in Tennessee. He leaves in that black Audi.
Yeah,
so
that's some dude's car. That's some dude's car. Well, I mean, for me, there's some logic problems when you think about it. Like when he's in Tennessee, that woman who he gets the file folder from, the file which happens to contain all the information he needs about everything, basically.
Yeah.
But you roll with it. I mean, I'll tell you what. One thing this movie made clear is that Robert Downey is worth every penny of his. Of the GDP of a country that he's given to be in these movies.
Yeah, well, thinking of World War Z, watch the latest trailer again, and Brad Pitt is not paying attention. He is thinking about anything but being in that movie. It's his. I seriously feel like behind his eyes, he is just thinking of anything else. And in this, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. could coast through this and even just sort of. Smirk and say something funny and coast, but he really throws himself into these things and it pays off.
Yeah,
Brad Pitt's starting to look like David Spade.
Brad Pitt is. I think that I saw this picture recently, like 5-6 months ago, where it's Robert Downey at some I think Comic-Con or something last summer. And there's all these little kids all around him wearing Iron Man costumes, and he's in the middle of them. And I was thinking, Robert Downey has done just as much for Iron Man as Iron Man has done for Robert Downey.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And in that sense, like right now, the big conversation is like whether he'll come back and play Iron Man again, right? And it's his contract is now up, so the negotiation begins. My guess is, barring like an insanely low bar offer from Marvel, he'll be back.
Why not?
But because he's aware of how much value he has in that role versus walking away from it.
But it did feel, I mean, the ending felt a little, yeah. I mean, from him solving the shrapnel inside of him.
Well,
and
by him solving, you mean him telling us that he solved it.
Well, yes.
Not actually showing us.
And him solving Pepper's complicated,
you gotta admit, that was incredibly sloppy.
Oh, very. I mean, his, for some reason, I took even better than I took hers. Hers was, it's like we don't understand, we as an audience didn't even understand this affliction, but they solved it really fast.
So I fixed her. Like, I was as good as my word. We helped fix her. The end.
You know what it is? And you were talking about the Dark Knight movies, how they're sort of grounded in reality and the stakes are different. I see these Marvel movies are kind of like the Ocean's 11 of superhero movies, where it's like you're having a good time and you like these characters and you like watching these people and you always know that everything's going to be fine by the end of the movie.
Right.
You know everybody's going to make it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like Ocean's 11. It's like, they're not going to get caught,
Right.
You know George Clooney and David Spade are going to be... Brad Pitt are going to be...
That's funny.
Sipping martinis on a beach somewhere.
You know, that's another question that I've seen all over the web. Like, well, how can he be Iron Man now? You know, he doesn't have the arc reactor in his chest, and whoa, it's like this whole thing. And just again, as a fan of the comics, I want to point out that they've been doing that, you know, since the '60s with him. Because in the '60s, you know, he never had the arc reactor. That's an invention of the movies. But he had to wear the chest plate, like, to stay alive.
At all times?
At all times, he had to wear the chest plate of the armor, like, under his clothes.
So just that little glowing piece in his chest, that's an invention of the films. Otherwise, in the comics, he always had a larger chest piece on.
Originally, when he was first created in the 60s.
I see.
Right, because you got to realize, like, Stan Lee creates... His whole thing was create heroes with vulnerabilities. That was his big revelation. And when you think about it, now it's like, well, duh, of course. But back then, it was revolutionary. It was a big deal. So, you know, for example, you have, you know, Spider-Man. Well, what's his failing? It's that, you know, he let, you know... What was that quote from The Amazing Spider-Man, Brian?
Oh, let me... hold on. Do you have time?
I do.
When responsibilities add up and they just look like they're going to give you the runaround, kid, I think... I always recall that it's best to
get on your horse,
live up to,
run around those responsibilities.
Keep riding that bull, and you know. So he's driven by guilt, and then you have the Fantastic Four, where you know everybody knows their identities, and you know they bicker with each other, and you know I mean it's you know the X-Men, they're mutants who everybody hates, and you know I mean we talk about this now, and it's like, well, duh, yeah, of course. But that back then it was revolutionary. So Iron Man's deal was that, you know, he's this playboy industrialist who everyone wants to be with, but he has to wear this thing and he can never be close to anybody because they'll know his secret. And that's the other thing in the comics. Until recently, it was a secret identity. Right? So in the movie, it's like, yeah, I'm Iron Man. Right? Well, in the comics, for like 40 years, it was a secret. Right? So in the comics, he had the chest plate thing, and then he'd had like surgery, and they cured his heart, and so he was fine. But then, but they kept trying to find new ways of just like effing with the character.
He becomes an alcoholic, doesn't he?
He becomes an alcoholic, and then he becomes an alcoholic again, and then some like crazed ex-girlfriend shoots him, so he's crippled. And then, like, his skin is falling off, and he's becoming a woman. Like, he has all these different problems, you know, because they're just trying to find new ways. So this doesn't mean anything. Like, oh my gosh, how can he be Iron Man now? He's cured. It's like, well, that's the whole point. At the end of the movie, that's what he's saying. I will always be Iron Man. It doesn't matter, right? That's like the line. Doesn't he say that at the end of the movie? Like, I'll always something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
So
like I am Iron Man.
Yeah. So it's like, well, this is like, you don't picture Joss Whedon like throwing his hands up in the air like, oh God, what do I do now? Damn it, you know.
Yeah.
So the franchise will continue. My prediction is that he will get a crazy big payday for the Avengers 2, and that will probably be the ball game for Robert Downey as Tony Stark. What do you think?
I agree. Yeah.
Brian, what do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree. It'll be difficult to recast.
Well, you know, here's the interesting thing. I took an informal poll of my students in class, and I was just like, Iron Man 4 with you know, somebody other than Robert Downey. Do you watch it? And straight down the middle, half the class was like, yeah, it's Iron Man. I'll watch it. I like, you know, and half of them were like, on principle, I'm not going to watch it. So this is going to be a game of chicken between Disney and Downey.
Yeah. Well, think about Batman, though. I mean, we can name like 5 actors off the top of our heads easily who have played Batman.
Yeah.
So it's an easier concept. But with, like you're saying, Iron Man, the first time he's been in like prominence, culturally, you know, wide prominence, is Robert Downey Jr. He is the face of Iron Man to most people. Yeah. So that's going to be a much tougher replacement job there.
Well, who do you see as a potential replacement, hypothetically? Who could you see? Who could you see able to step into that role?
Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone who's a lot of charisma, kind of a wise ass but likable. I don't know.
It's tough.
It's tough,
to
right?
think of somebody else. Yeah,
Maybe someone we haven't met yet.
Fassbender might be interesting.
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, that could be an interesting choice. He's got the suaveness. I don't know if I've never seen him play.
He doesn't have like the gum chomping cockiness.
Yeah, he doesn't have the swagger.
He's a good enough actor though. So
yeah, he can make it pull it off.
I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see Michael Fassbender as Tony Stark.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely start seeing those conversations. I mean, it's interesting how certain actors, you can picture them easily being replaced. Like Spider-Man, for example, Tobey Maguire, even before they did the reboot, there was talk briefly of like Jake Gyllenhaal stepping in, and nobody was like, "Oh no, we can't go forward without Tobey Maguire." Nobody was saying that.
Right.
People were kind of like, all right. I mean, my problem with Tobey Maguire is that he was just a mope in all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Mary Jane doesn't like me. I'm sad because Uncle Ben is dead. That's my Tobey Maguire impression.
So you're Gatsby, huh? Me.
I gotta stop the train and back off and me. That's
I don't have a shillelagh.
Yeah, that's Toby in those movies basically. So nobody's like I refuse to move ahead without Tobey Maguire, but like Robert Downey, he took ownership of the role in a way, so that gives him a lot of leverage in a way that others wouldn't have necessarily.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens.
Yeah.
With that.
So to recap, there's some things you could pick apart, but I felt like it was a solid 2 hours of fun at the movies.
Yeah.
I think it was a gigantic waste of time, and these guys are wrong. No. I would recommend it, but per the jargon of our show, thumbs up with an asterisk.
Yeah.
So bear that in mind.
Thumbs up. Straight
up.
up.
Now, as we tend to do, we have a little trivia contest. And so I've pulled up a few questions that are related to Iron Man, since we spent the last hour talking about Iron Man, and I'm gonna test your mettle. No pun intended.
Is this like the history of Iron Man, or is this?
It's related to Iron Man movies.
Okay.
So not I'm not gonna be like describe the unicorn's power, because that's probably not the way to go. Okay. So 5 questions, and what do you guys think? What do you want your avatars to be?
Oh, how about Marvel executives? I'm just kidding. I'll be Jim Stearns.
How about Sean? You be Brian, and Brian can be Sean.
Oh, weird. All right.
just let's see how catastrophically that goes.
Okay, Brian. Got it.
Okay. Here we go. This actor went on to play a different Marvel hero before he was first considered to play the role of Tony Stark in the late 90s.
Dead air.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise didn't play a Marvel character.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of just even age.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sean. Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
Got this arc reactor in my chest.
What the? Yeah.
Brian.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman.
No.
Oh.
You guys give up?
Yeah.
The answer is Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Right.
Nicolas Cage, yeah, and he was, pretty close to signing on, or he had signed on, and then he got another offer to play a different superhero, which was, of course, Superman.
Wow.
Who he also did not play.
Yeah.
But he got $20 million to not play Superman, so...
Wow.
He had to pay...
It's okay. He ended up losing all of it, so...
So it all works out.
All's well that ends well.
Okay, the Iron Man storyline that Iron Man 3 is based on is called Extremis, from a run of comics in 2004 written by Warren Ellis. In those comic books, Tony Stark is drawn to resemble this action hero.
MODOK. I mean, Brian.
What?
Did you what?
Brian.
Yes.
Tom Cruise?
That's correct. Tom Cruise. He was drawn to resemble Tom Cruise because at the time Marvel was negotiating with Tom Cruise to not only star in but produce Iron Man. That did not happen, however. All right. In Iron Man 2, Sam Rockwell played the role of rival industrialist Justin Hammer. Which Godfather star was originally approached to play this role?
Brian.
Yes.
Godfather meaning the first movie or Godfather universe?
However you choose.
I was going to say Robert De Niro.
That is incorrect.
Sean.
Yes.
James Caan.
That is incorrect.
Oh, good guess. Brian. Abe Vigoda.
Sean.
Yeah,
Al Pacino?
Keep going. Al Pacino. It was Al Pacino. That's right.
Boom.
Although I'm not sure you should be able to get it after,
Yeah, of course we can.
after 5 tries.
1-1. Here we go.
Okay.
This is 4? Is this number 4?
This is number 4.
You gotta be like a game show host, Zaggy.
Yeah.
Question number 4.
Question number 4. All right, here we go.
Own it.
This English actress was originally cast to play the Black Widow, who first appeared in Iron Man 2.
Brian.
But was forced to back out. Yes.
Oh my god. Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt
Damn.
is correct. Emily Blunt
I knew
is
that
correct.
I was like, Molly.
She was forced to back out because 20th Century Fox committed her to star in which movie?
Sean? This doesn't count, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, what's that called? With Jack Black, where he's big.
That's right.
What was that called?
Gulliver's Travels.
Gulliver's Travels.
Total dick move on the Fox studio, wasn't it?
It was.
Man, that sucks.
That was basically like when you play tic-tac-toe and you're like, you're going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
So you just kind of try to make the other guy lose.
Yeah.
With Iron Man 3, Robert...
Question 5.
Thank you. Question the 5th. Iron Man 3 marks how many times that Robert Downey Jr. has played
Sean.
Stark? Yes.
Brian.
4.
Brian.
That is incorrect. Sean.
Brian. 6.
Yes. That is incorrect.
Sean.
Yes.
5.
5. 5 is correct. We have Iron Man 1 and 2 and 3. We have the
Avengers. And then he was in a...
Hulk,
he had a teaser sequence at the end of the Incredible Hulk.
Right.
So that makes him the longest, the most appearances in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, we're tied now.
Yeah.
Actors. Is it a tie?
Yeah.
2 to 2.
Well, in that case, you should shake hands and give each other a hug because I don't have anything.
High five. Virtual high five.
Hold on 1 second. I have some.
You got. What about you? Got a wealth of trivia in your head. What's something just out of the Zaki's mind that's related to anything in this past episode?
Which real life industrialist was the inspiration for Tony Stark? You're like, F you.
Yeah.
Think of it.
Brian.
Yes.
Howard Hughes.
That's correct. Howard Hughes.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Brian's like, think of another one. No.
No, that's good. It's a good question, good answer.
All right. Well, so that makes Brian, or should I say Sean, the winner of today's episode? Or is that Sean, or should I say Brian?
Oh my god.
I don't know. The world is imploding. One of you won. Which one was it? Was it
Sean?
Sean won. Okay. So Brian, you are in charge of trivia for next time.
I'm on it.
Also,
next week,
Probably Star Trek related.
Star Trek related. Coming up next time, we'll have our big Star Trek
I'm gonna get
discussion,
smoked.
which should be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Just a brief bit of news, actually, before we sign off here.
We know you're having a
podcast-
baby. Shut up.
The Movie Film Podcast, thank you, is now available on Stitcher Radio, which is a new app that you can download the app and listen to it on your Android and your iPad and your iPhone and everything else. It's another way of listening to the show. Just download it, search for the Movie Film Podcast. It'll come right up. Very excited to be part of the Stitcher network, and hopefully we reach a brand new audience there. Also a reminder, please do send us your questions and comments. Write to us at moviefilmpodcast@gmail.com. Also hit up iTunes and write us a review there. Every review counts. Every review matters. So please do keep the good vibes coming. Brian, where can people find you on the internet?
At everythingbrian.blogspot.com.
And that's Brian, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean, how about you?
Moosehub.com and MrBoyProductions.com. That's MRBOYProductions.com. And did you already plug the Facebook page?
I was about to. Also, you can find us at facebook.com/moviefilmpodcast and, of course, moviefilmpodcast.com. So
we're everywhere.
Lots of ways to reach us. If you Google Movie Film Podcast, you will find us in some way, shape, or form. And, of course, you can find me at zakiscorner.com. That's ZAKIS Corner. And also at the Huffington Post, where my movie reviews appear regularly. And my Iron Man 3 review, which reflects some of the things we mentioned today, can be seen right there. On behalf of my colleagues Sean Coyle and Brian Hall, my name is Zaki Hassan. This is the Movie Film Podcast. We will see you in 2 weeks. Take care.
Welcome